Hey guys, Rob Sumrall here, and welcome back to Cuisine for the Quarantine. Have you ever taken one of those evenings and you just said, hey, we're gonna try something new, something that's off the reservation on how we normally eat at our house? You know, you take that chance and you're not sure if your family's gonna love it, if you're wasting your time. Well, guess what? We're gonna do that live here tonight as we take a stab at another HelloFresh kit box with Pineapply pork meatloaves. We're gonna see if we like it. It looks really delicious. Let's check it out together. So for this creative recipe, we're gonna need the following. We're gonna have some ground pork. We've got about a pound. We've got some pineapple tidbits. Provided some hoisin sauce, one green chili, a couple of slices of bread, some red bell pepper, some green onion, and some sweet potatoes. Now to that, I'm adding one extra sweet potato that I'm using to bolster the meal so we can have a little extra. And I'm also going to cook off just a little bit of jasmine rice because I'm trying to feed 5 instead of 4. All right, guys, one of the simplest time-saving techniques that I can give you is to get that oven preheating. Go ahead and look at what temperature you're gonna need it at. I'm at 425 tonight. I'm gonna estimate that it probably takes my oven probably about 6 or 7 minutes to hit 425, maybe a little bit longer. I'll tell you what, we'll actually time it tonight. Yeah, we're gonna time it and see how long it takes for it to hit 425, which interestingly enough, right now it's 425. That is freaky. So we'll see how long it takes for it to beat. But go ahead and get it coming up to temperature. And that way you're saving some time on that. I've already washed and cleaned my vegetables. And so guess what it means? My favorite time of every episode. Let's get a little coronavirus therapy. It's time. It's time to chop some things. Look at these beautiful carrots. Chop some things. A sharp knife is your best friend. Keep those fingers tucked in real tight. Just let the blade do the work. We are roasting these guys today. It said for us to cut them in about 1/2 inch pieces. That's a little on the smaller side. We want them to be able to roast quickly. Remember, it takes these root vegetables a long time to roast. So, if anything, I'm gonna go a little smaller than what they ask for because my family is impatient. Sweet potatoes. In the Philippines, where I've been several times on mission trips, they call these the musical fruit. They think that's so funny. Everybody the whole world over loves gastric humor. It's like we're all 12-year-old boys. Or girls, for that matter. I have daughters. I know that they're that way. What's this? Put my pan right here up against the edge. And I just scrape them onto my roasting pan. Now that is a lot. When you're chopping bell peppers, I think the easiest way is to get the insides out of them. Okay. These peppers would be considered sweet peppers. All right, we're gonna be roasting them with those, so with the sweet potatoes, so we don't want them to be too small. It'll take them a while for the sweet potatoes to get done. And we want these to be bigger chunks so that they can be finished about the same time. Okay.
Here's how it works. Just chop, and the only tears you'll cry are tears of joy.
So we're gonna chop up this little chili here. And when we do, we're going to make sure that when we're done chopping the chili, that we wash our hands we thoroughly wash our knife, and that we do not touch our eyes or our nose or any other area, because what'll happen is the oils that make the chili hot easily transfer. And buddy, if you get them in your eye duct or something like that, my goodness, you're gonna know it for forever. It's gonna be a long night for you. Let's just say that, okay? Now this chili's so small, it's just really impossible to get, oh, there went our oven, to get the seeds out, okay? That's all we need right there. A little bit of scientific experiment there on my oven. For it to get to 425 from stone cold, took 11 minutes. Save that time, friends. Preheat those ovens. I have been scrounging around my kitchen wondering what I can do, because I'm adding this rice to the recipe, and the HelloFresh didn't include that. I'm feeding 5 people instead of 4 on a 4-person meal. I went on a diatribe the other day about how you don't need to just cook rice in just plain old water. We get that, but what fits the flavor profile of this, where you've got this pineapple-y, citrusy, almost Caribbean or Hawaiian. You got that hoisin. You've got the sweet potatoes and the yams. And I was looking around my kitchen, not planned ahead of time, and this is what I came up with. We're gonna hit it at the end with some lime zest. I've already added to my water a little bit of ham base. It's kind of like a bouillon for ham, instead of a bouillon that's ham flavored instead of chicken or beef. Our water is ready. We're gonna dump in our jasmine rice, and that stuff is gonna be ready. I think it's gonna be delicious. All right, let's get to constructing our meatloaf. In here, we've got our ground pork that was provided. Our bread has pretty much soaked up all of the pineapple juice flavor. We're just gonna kind of pinch it off like I'm feeding fish. You ever taken a little kid to the water to feed fish, or maybe to feed the ducks? Here at our local park, we've got the meanest ducks in the world. I mean, those geese and those ducks, they will flat out attack you if you come out there and feed them and don't feed them. I mean, they can be downright ornery. Meatloaf's a funny thing. You know, people either love meatloaf or they hate it. I think that meatloaf gets a bum rap. I think that people don't like meatloaf not because they don't like meatloaf. They don't like meatloaf because they don't like bad meatloaf, okay? We've all had bad meatloaf before. Nobody wants bad meatloaf. The selection is, the obvious choice is not to swear off meatloaf. It's to cook good meatloaf, people. All right, so let's cook some good meatloaf. Now, they send us absolutely no spices here with this. I'm going to quote from the recipe. It says, season generously with salt. They use 1.5 teaspoons for 4, and pepper. So we're gonna, that looks generous to me on the pepper. And then pepper pots. Some kosher salt, that's a lot of salt. Okay. Now we got some clean hands. We're just gonna, we're supposed to put in the onion whites. Forgot about that. Got the onion whites in there. I forget anything else. We're really cooking here, people. Pork, scallion whites, salt, pepper. Boom, that's it. See how I'm just kind of squeezing it there, working it, getting it, all those spices all the way. Now I'll tell you a little secret here on this, okay? My mama does this, and I think it's smart. And that's so smart that I'm not gonna do it right now. When you're taking a meatloaf, if you were to stop right now, so this is gonna be a meatloaf, right? Or it's turning in. It's gonna become whatever flavor is in here. My mama will take a little bit, and she'll get a small nonstick skillet, and she'll cook it to see if her season's right. Because look, we can't stick our finger in there and taste all that raw pork. How do we know if there's enough salt, if there's enough pepper? Like right now, I'm thinking, I want to put more salt. I want to put more pepper in it. But you saw how much salt and pepper I put in there. It doesn't need any more. Let's trust the recipe. Plus, it's going to get flavor from what we're going to put on the outside. Okay? So let's let that go. Let's clean our hands and we'll move on to the next step. We've taken a baking sheet and we've lined it with aluminum foil. We've sprayed it with a little non-stick. Let me show you what I do with my meatloaf so I make sure I get equal portions. Boom, right, see that? 1, 2, 3. Well, mostly worked. And kind of even it out, but I like to kind of even it out when we're in there. Well, I can tell this is going to be a lovely task. We've also got to reserve some space. On here, we're going to roast some of that pineapple. It tells us to put these about 1 inch high, okay? These are decent sized meatloaves here, guys, for one person. That's a good sized meatloaf, I think. Okay. So we're going to take the pineapple out on this empty side, make sure that it is drained. And we're just going to do that, right? And make sure that it's drained. I don't want that moisture on my pan. There we go. What in the world are we doing with this? Guess what? We're gonna roast it for caramelization, right? That's where we take that chemistry of that internal sugar and we're bringing it to the edge of the surface with heat, and we're gonna make it taste yum, yum, yum. So I think we are ready. We're gonna pop these guys in the oven, set the timer, and give our rice a little shimmy and get our glaze going. Let me make sure I don't have anything else. Oh no, I do have something else. Let me hit pause. So you see that? We almost messed up. We didn't have our glaze going on. I almost put them in the oven. That's what happens sometimes when you got a new recipe going on. My papa always used to say when he was working out in his shed, son, you got to measure twice and cut once. Well, we're not building bookshelves here. Oh man, this smells good. But we are building meatloaves. We're not using all of this glaze now. We're going to repurpose some of this for later. Right now, we're just going to give this a paint job. We're going to give these meatloaves a little hoisin, pineapple juice, paint job. Can you imagine how good that's going to taste when it's done caramelizing on this? Woo hoo hoo! It smells like a luau right now in my kitchen. Smells like a luau. Okay. I think that's going to do us for now. What do you think? What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm not going to put this back in there because it touched the meat. Okay, let's pop them in the oven. We are good to go. So I thought we'd take some time right now, and we're going to check out the Cuisine for the Quarantine mailbag.
To listen to the message again, press 1.
So I've been getting unsolicited. I've been getting in text and messages from folks that are telling me how much they're enjoying this. And thank you guys for that, because I really enjoy doing this. It's therapeutic for me. Got some big things going on in the world. I've got some big things going on personally. And this is a great outlet for me to be able to just be creative and to have some fun. And I got to tell you, when you say that you're having fun, that makes me want to do it even more. So for example, let's check out this picture from my buddy, John Anderson. John, I gotta tell you, there may be a spot on Cuisine for the Quarantine for you. If you can make cheesy omelets like this, buddy, you can cook. I bet his family was really happy when he popped these out. Check this out from my buddy, Andy. Andy sent this in. I gotta tell you guys, I can't even look at this picture without my mouth watering. Now I got a little secret to tell you. One of those Boston butts has my name on it, and you're going to see it here in the future in Cuisine for the Quarantine, because I have an idea on how I'm going to use that. I'm very, very excited. It has to, I want to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you. Okay, and then lastly, check this out. Some middle school girls who are trying to social distance, but it's hard when you're watching on a device and you want to watch Cuisine for the Quarantine. Hey girls, thanks for that. And you may be saying, hey, I want to send in my pictures. Well, hey, we want to see them. Okay, first of all, if you know me personally, you can go ahead and text them directly to me. But if you don't know me, why don't you email them to robsumrall@gmail.com. It's right there on the bottom of your screen. That's where you can send in your cuisine for the quarantine. Make sure you put there in the label that you're giving me some cuisine picks. Maybe you're trying some of these same recipes. Maybe you're doing your own thing. Hey, we want to hear about it. Maybe you got a suggestion on something you want me to cook. Hey, send it to me. We'll put it into consideration, because this is cuisine for the quarantine, and we're all quarantined together, and we want to hear that. Now, lastly, I've got one thing I want to say, and I know you're listening out there, HelloFresh, because you have liked my tweet a couple of times when I put it out there on these things I'm doing. And I want to challenge you to send me 40 coupons for a free week of food like you do promotionally all the time, because I have a lot of people who are saying, man, this looks amazing. I want to do these meals. Is it worth the value? Is it worth it? And the best way for you to get, I'm not asking you to give me anything. Don't give me anything. Give my viewers something. I want 40 free coupons, HelloFresh. Where are you? HelloFresh. Hello. Send me coupons for my viewers. Whew. Hey, thanks for tuning in for the mailbag. So, we have 5 more minutes left to go on our meatloaves. We're going to take our pineapple off here, and we are going to rebaste our meatloaves and put them back in the oven just to glisten up a little bit. So we're going back to our basting liquid. It's this mixture of hoisin and pineapple juice. Hoisin is soy based. I don't know, I'll look it up. I have no idea what hoisin is. Vicky Hodgins will tell us. Put it in the comments, Vicky. You always know all this fun stuff. She should be my research assistant. Or actually, I should be her something, because she ain't nobody's assistant. All right, so let me put this back into oven. And then we're gonna pop out. When we do that, watch this. Woo! Can you see that? We have popped out. Let me make sure that we're good here. Clean fork. Ooh, that's hot. Guys, this is good. This is good. We're gonna move these to a serving dish, and they're gonna be good to go. My bowl is prettier than yours. One of the things that we do that's fun is everybody wants their plate to look like the picture in the HelloFresh catalog, and so we like to go around. So when we're putting all this together, I will just give you a little insight as to what's happening here. Could you pass the roasted vegetables, please? Okay. I've got rice. We still had our green onion tops. We had our chilies for those that want that. We've topped our meatloaf with the roasted pineapple. Oh man, there's so many. I may not have needed to add that extra sweet potato in that today. So this is a wonderful and beautiful meal, I think. Okay, so let's see how this meatloaf tastes. Oh, good. That's really good. Rice. Excellent. Vegetables. They could have cooked 2 minutes longer, but they're good. Good meal. You know what that means? It means, guys, we've done it again. We've had cuisine for the quarantine.